Just in all right. We are live over on the Facebook, the YouTube, and I am setting us up to go live on Instagram. And let's see, we got to do that. Y'all know the drill. Let's go here. Make sure you can see my screen. There we go. Go. Oh, wait. Nope. There we go. Okay, live. It's going out, going out. All right, y'all know the drill. I need to know if you can see and hear me. Hey, my Audrey, make sure that you can see and hear me before I get started. I'm assuming Audrey, hear and see. All right. Hey, Andrea, let me put the description over here on IG. Get it pinned. All right, so we all set. This is NEWSJACK City, another day where we talk headline hooks to get you booked. I am TJ Mercer, also known as the Walking Exclamation Point, and the chief noisemaker of the Media Mavericks Academy, which means I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. So I'll just let her pop in and wave. We have a guest today, my girl, my media maverick master, my mastermind member. We're all just loving on each other. Dr. Sade Adu. She will be back a little later as I give her some newsjacking headlines to use for her business, her brand. She has a conference coming up. So she is my guest this week that I chose to actually talk all things NEWSJACK. So I'm going to remove her temporarily, and we're going to get into some headlines. Let me share my screen, and let's see. Hey, IG. Hey, IG. I know I'm not on camera, but I prefer to you see. I think it's more important for you to see my screen so you can keep up with us. So that should be it. Let me go back to the first one. Okay, so first up, I'm not sure who this one really is for, but it's concerning. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe this is for my pediatricians, my my child health experts. You may not be a pediatrician, but you have experience in and vetted experience in this, but there's a shortage of the baby formula. And hey, whoever my Facebook user is that's saying, hey, TJ. So just tell me who you are so I can greet you properly. So when I was looking at this is happening and it's getting worse. And maybe some of us are missing it simply because we may not, hey, Miss Barbara, we may not be, or we may not have children that are infants and whatnot. But can you imagine this particular article says that it's a 40% sold out of infant baby formula. So can you imagine if you were a parent, you just had a baby for whatever reason, you can't breastfeed, or you maybe even adopted the infant. And so, you need formula. Like, I don't know what expert this could be for. Some of y'all can chime in the comments of what you're thinking. But I think something needs to be talked about here. And what parents need to do. What are some alternatives? I don't have any because I'm like, and I guess that's why this was important to me. Because, one of the things that I love and care about, with what I do in the media when it comes to equipping you guys is to talk about those things that can help and serve people. Like, I'm getting a knot in my stomach now, even talking about it, just to be honest with you. It's making me emotional because I can't imagine the fear and the terror that some of these parents are experiencing watching 40% hey, Shawnee, why did I say Shawnee? 40%. Yes, breastfeeding is the best option. I can, according to experts, that is the case. However, what if you've adopted? What are the potential things that parents need to do? And I guess that's why what I do is so important to me, because I am trying my best to push you guys out there to make some noise, because it's the terror of this. It's got to be where when you read the articles and you really, dig deep, 40%, and they can't keep up. There's all this new, not laws or whatever, but there's mandates trying to be put in place. Yes, Audrey. So Audrey is saying I couldn't produce enough milk, so I had to supplement with formula. So that's that's the concern, and then the article that I was reading is that even drilling down deeper into that is certain formulas are specific for certain infants. So if they have allergies or digestion disorder, that's right. I'm like, wait a minute, is it Shawnee or Shawnee? I hadn't talked to you in a minute. Oh, but Shawnee, we have to talk. Oh my God, about Mars Brown. We have to talk. I need to tell you what's going on. So don't let me forget. I'm in LA, but I'll be back in Atlanta in June. So, but I'm so excited that they got their accreditation, because now I can help. But anyway, back to the newsjacking. So I don't know who is the best person out there. I just feel like if you has this lane of expertise, or if you know somebody, please newsjack this. I don't care if it's just something that you're just putting out on social media to really, 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 just help these moms, these parents. It's bothering me, and I have to speak on it, so that hopefully this lands to the right person that can start putting it out there. I can't even begin to come up with something of what they can do. So I'm hoping that this lands on the right person that can help. All right. The next one is going back to my finance people. This headline was alarming, and it's updated. And the reason why I'm covering this is it's updated from ones I have thrown out there in the past, that this is an article specifically speaking to the single parents, with what the inflation is doing, the pandemic plus inflation is doing. And this, this particular article on CNN goes into one mom's story as to what she's had to do. But what made me really put this out there for my budgeting, my finance people, for people who know about grants and assistance, like to just really put your expertise out there. If you know government programs and whatnot, hey IG, if you know government programs or whatnot that can help these, single parents. But it was in March. This is the part that got my attention. In March, about 30% of single parents surveyed by Morning Consult. So this is a recent survey. So your pitch would start out with, according to a recent survey by Morning Consult, 30% of single parents said their household finances were worse than average, versus just over 22%. And so then it goes on the next thing. During the 12-month period that ended in March 22nd, 2022, single parent households said they made about 16% less than adults overall per month, and spent about 8% less per month. So this is a new new data. Read the article and see what solutions you have, and pitch the media specifically from the perspective of single parents. And then what I want you to do is, whatever media outlet you're pitching, whether it's print, TV, or radio, look at their demographic in that city. and see what the numbers are in that city of single parents in that particular city. And that could, hey, Dr. Leticia, that can, let's see, Shawnee says you can buy breast milk too. It may sound weird, but a lot of folks drink milk from animals. Whatever the situation is that can help, these parents be stressed, get away from under the stress that's causing, I'm all for it. So whatever, if that's your lane of expertise, get it out there. But what was I saying about the, when you're pitching, narrow it down to like the statistics of that particular city that they're in, so that you can be real specific of how you can help and that this is applicable to this particular city. All right. So that's that. I can't remember if I gave this when it first dropped, but it was on my list, but I don't remember talking about it. Remember, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And remember, I've taught you that anytime a celebrity of some sort comes out and talks about, anything they're going through, it is an automatic, you should newsjack it and leverage it to pitch yourself. So with Willow coming out, there's several angles. When Will Smith says Mom Jada Pinkett Smith didn't understand her anxiety growing up, do some digging into this particular situation, see what happened. And you can pitch from a parenting perspective of, how to handle kids that may be facing anxiety, or you can pitch from, Willow's perspective of, how parents can help those kids. If look for the symptoms, the signs, the what have you. But this one is a good one to leverage for sure. Relationships. So Jessica Biel did a interview with Good Morning America, and she says Justin Timberlake, is what keeps their marriage strong. And the article goes on to talk about the fact that, Justin says something to the effect of, although we're still married, we still need to date. So you can go look at this interview. Hey, Miss Martha, you can go look at this interview, pull out nuggets, about relationships, come up with additional nuggets about relationships, and leverage this to pitch. We should all take a cue from Jessica Timberlake and did I say Jessica Timberlake? Well, I guess, Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel's marriage on how to keep a marriage strong. They've been married for 10 years this year, I believe. All right. So there's that one. Same here. Little House on the Prairie star Melissa Gilbert talks about embracing aging, finding love later in life. So apparently she has written a new memoir. And in the memoir, she talks about those things. My relationship people, my seasoned life coaches people, my love champions, whatever it is, you can pull from, whatever her experience is, her advice, leverage it, hook it, hijack it, and put yourself out there of, talking about the finding love later in life, or what that looks like, how you have to date differently when you're over 50 versus when you in your 20s. Like whatever that is of your expertise, leverage the heck out of that interview. Oh, okay. So the trailer for The Father of the Bride dropped today. And with it being June and wedding season, I've already said it. My wedding planners, my event planners, y'all need to be out there. You need to be out there talking about. So what I want you to do is look at the trailer. When the movie drops, look at the movie, see what kind of tips you can, pull out of there. You can newsjack movies, TV shows, guys. So pull whatever kind of tips that you can out of there, how to manage the stress of a wedding, or we don't know the plot of the film yet, but I do know from the trailer that the parents are about to divorce. So look into that, to see what happens in the film, that you can bring that into the newsjacking. But you definitely need to start pitching this now because it's bride season. So June, June is the most popular month for weddings. So I want you to be looking at that as well. Okay. And then this one, if you have not seen the footage of the Derby, that happened this past Saturday, I strongly encourage you to go watch this. As soon as I saw it, I had heard about what happened, and I'm not going to ruin it for you. But I wanted to put this out there. I had heard about what happened, but it did not compare to going to actually watch it yourself. And soon as I watched it, God gave me an entire talk to shape around what happened at the Kentucky Derby. Now, this isn't necessarily for NEWSJACK, but this is more for the people who are about empowerment, motivation, inspiration. Like, soon as I saw it, like the talk just came to my head. So I'm like, okay, I got it. It was freaking amazing. It's 2.5 minutes. Do yourself a favor and go watch this. I promise you, you're going to end up having, because you need to know what happened. You're going to watch it the first time so you can see what happened. And then you're going to watch it the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth time. Somebody's saying, yes, I watched that Derby live. Just amazing. Audrey says that was mine, but wasn't. Oh my God. Should we watch it together? I'll let y'all decide. I have watched this 20 times after that day. It taught me to never give up. So should we watch it together? I'll take a poll, or I'll let y'all watch it by yourself, because it was freaking golden. But you have to watch it more than one time, because the first time you're just going to need to know what happened. The second time, you're going to be dissecting what happened. Okay. Somebody says, yes, play it. Okay. So I'll play it. Let me get back to the main window. Okay, so before I play it, though, keep your eye out on horse 21, okay? That's who we're watching, horse 21, okay? You got it? So let me hit play. No, let me actually come back here and remove. So somebody said, yes, play it so I can holler again. Okay. So I'm going to play it. Let me just get back to this window. Hit play.
Once again, we're ready for a start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. And Summer is Tomorrow had a great start and goes immediately to the early lead. Messier is away running with speed. Crown Pride to the outside. Epicenter's going to be taken back a bit down toward the inside as Tapa goes up outside of Chargent, and farther out and close to the pace is Cyberknife. Then comes on the outside Zozos as they race by us for the first time. It will be Summer is Tomorrow to lead the way. Crown Pride on the outside second. Messier follows in third. Zozos fourth. Cyberknife is fifth to the outside, and then it's Tapa, Chargent behind them. Epicenter finds himself in mid-pack here. Hyder, Medina, Smile Happy next, and then Sandon to the inside and wide up Mario. Classic Causeway is after that. They're followed by Tawny Port. As they head to the backstretch, Simplification is next, then comes Tis the Bomb, Rich Strike, O'Donegal to the inside, and then the two trailers of the backstretch are Barber Road and Happy Jack. That opening half mile was, blazing fast. 45.36 seconds for Summer is Tomorrow, who heads up the backstretch in front, with Japan's Crown Pride right alongside, and Messier goes up in between those two. The pace continues to be hot. Zozos is next after 3/4 in 1 minute 10 and 4/5 seconds, and now Epicenter comes splitting horses and is moving up quickly as Crown Pride takes the lead around the far turn. It is Crown Pride battling with Messier. They're stride for stride. Epicenter and Zozos in behind them. Cyberknife sweeps up on the outside. Sandon gets the rail run, and they're into the stretch. And it's Messier, Crown Pride, then Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter is taking the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Sandon is coming after him. Epicenter and Sandon, these two, stride for stride. Simplification down the outside is next. They're coming down to the wire. Apple center's ended. Rich strike is to the inside. Oh my goodness! The longest shot in the Kentucky Derby. Rich strike has done it. A stunning, unbelievable upset.
Watch it. I don't care how many times I watch this. It constantly gets me. Oh my gosh. Did y'all see that? Did you see it? Oh my gosh. Did y'all see that? Like, it was unbelievable. And the backstory, here's what it didn't tell you is this horse only, first of all, the horse was, I think, like $30,000, which I used to work on a show about horse racing.
No, you guys have only had the horse since, I believe, September.
Sure I stop it.
What have been your impressions?
So I used to work on about it broke things for all. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was, oh my God. So what was I saying? Backstory. So the owner, which you see on the screen, only paid like $30,000, and that's like bargain basement prices for a horse. Okay. Then on top of that, he only got into the race like 30 minutes before the race. Yes, Sade, I know you're not on camera, but I can see your face. He only got into the race like 30 minutes before the race. Then, did y'all notice when you listen to the audio, nobody was checking for him. The announcer was focused. There was at one point, he was so far behind that he wasn't even in the shot. He wasn't even in the shot. Then look at the fact that he had to start from all the way over and have the skill set, the courage, the tenacity to make his way to the inside. Nobody was checking for him. And then the cool thing about it is, it wasn't like he won by the skin of his teeth. Do y'all see how far he broke out when everybody else counted him out? Wasn't nobody looking for him. He barely got the shot. Barely. But when he got the shot, in the words of Eminem, lose yourself in the moment. You only get one shot. Do not blow this opportunity because it comes once in a lifetime. This dude has gone down in history as a Kentucky Derby winner. I was like, oh my God, this was amazing. So I said all that to say, like, it's not necessarily for news, because like I said, I'm using it in a talk that I'm getting ready to give. We will come from behind those that people have counted us out. We coming out. That whatever you get in that moment, like, we all will walk away with our own thing depending on where we are in our walk, in our journey. And that finish, when it still gets me, and I watched it like 8 times because I've gone back and had to watch, like, when did he make his move? Like, at one point, he was not even in the shot, and the announcers weren't even looking for him. His name wasn't mentioned the whole race. Audrey says she walked away with step up in the opportunity with everything I got. Oh my gosh. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So let me come back to what I was supposed to do. Y'all the one that told me I needed to play it. So y'all ain't told me I needed to play it, and then I wouldn't have gotten this hype. But yeah, just know that that's out there for you to look at, leverage, use, because it's brilliant. All right. So that's the last one that I have, just generic. So I want, before we get to my final ones, I want to bring on my girl, Sade.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, my Sade. So for those of them who don't know you, okay, there you go. For those of them who don't know you, please grace us with who you are and what is your lane of genius.
Hey, beautiful people. My name is Dr. Sade Wayadu, and I am a digital brand strategist. I help women entrepreneurs teach what they know and get paid well for it. Because if you are an expert, you have an expertise, you give free advice, you have all these certifications, credentials, and degrees, you should be getting paid for your genius. Okay, your bank account needs to match your brilliance account. So I'm super excited to be on here. I've been behind the scenes in the green room, hooting and hawing at the different stories that are out there. Please make sure you're making yourself known and positioning yourself as an expert in the marketplace because we need you.
So Sade, one of the things, well, first of all, Sade has a conference coming up that we're going to talk more about. It's called the Big Deal Conference. And there were a few, not necessarily NEWSJACK, Sade, for your brand, but things that you can leverage that I did find. So let me share my screen.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, she should talk about this. Okay, so let me add this back. Okay, so now me and Sade are there.
Okay, I got a Sharpie. I got some pen and paper. I'm taking notes because when TJ speaks, we got to listen, people. I got my mastermind notepad.
So, okay, so this may seem like, why does like this banner on CNN takes up the whole page? But so Netflix with ads reportedly could come by the end of the year. So when I read this article, Sade, I thought about you when I got to this quote from the CEO of Netflix, where he says, "Those who have followed Netflix know that I've been against the complexity of advertising and a big fan of the simplicity of subscription. But as much as I'm a fan of that, I am a bigger fan of consumer choice and allowing consumers who like to have a lower price and are advertising tolerant get what they want makes a lot of sense." So what made me think about this for you is the pivot in this of really, with you teaching women how to teach what they know. It's like Netflix built a whole brand, like kind of what you've done too, because you really kind of started more in the branding, not the digital brand space. But when you started encountering clients who needed more of the other side, and you're starting looking at clients who you're recognizing they're sitting on gold mines of knowledge that they don't know that they can make money of. That's what I thought about when I read that, because we all know that. And also the lesson in that is prepare for the pushback. Like Netflix is $1 billion company, so they knew that people were going to unsubscribe and get mad. But on the other side of this, y'all, for somebody else, it could be and I think I've talked about it before, of really dissecting what Netflix is doing, because, people see this and they think, well, I ain't paying all that money to, have to watch ads. But what Netflix is actually doing is adding another tier. So even that, Dr. Sade, as you teaching your clients that there's tiers to the service. So you come in with this and you get less of me, you come in with that, or however you want to shape it. So does that make sense right there?
I love it about the pivot, making a pivot, the pushback. I wish there was another P, focusing on your profit. Maybe that's the other P.
Yep.
It's something about making decisions. As a CEO, you have to decide what makes the most sense. Or maybe it's pivot, pushback, and positioning, repositioning your offer.
I like that.
New people. I like alliteration. I know TJ likes it too.
I love alliteration and I love acronyms. So I love the PPP.
PPP.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, that's what I thought about when it came to the Netflix for you. When I read that part, because they had to pivot. Like they banked so long on that subscription. I mean, on the subscription model, but for whatever reason, it's no longer serving them. So he had to be bold enough to say, hey, this is what we've got to do to stay solvent. This is what we've got to do. So don't be afraid to pivot when necessary, is kind of what I thought about for you. Next up that I thought about you is, once again, Paris Hilton. When you're getting into the branding, Paris went to the White House to advocate for child abuse, a child abuse law. And the backstory, the little more digging of the backstory is, oh, I forgot. I gotta be looking over on my IG. IG, I'm so sorry. So somebody on IG said pivot, pushback, position, and profit. P4. Risen Apparel. That's who said it on IG. Okay, Sade. Thank you, Risen. So with the Paris thing, once again, I thought about, depending on how old you are, you know Paris as some superficial, or what we thought was superficial, famous for being famous type person. Then she became a DJ, but apparently there's depth to her. We've known that, some of us have known that, but she's a powerhouse businesswoman. But for this, it's like, for me, I was like, don't let people define, what is your brand? Her brand was this, her brand was that, her brand was this, but now she's leveraging all of that for good, because apparently her backstory was when she was sent off to boarding school or some kind of school, she received all of this kind of abuse, from being locked in the closet to being forced to take showers in the presence of male counselors. Like, based on what she described, it was horrendous. And so she's advocating for us to look more carefully at these institutional child abuses. So, when I saw that, I was like, what's she at the White House doing? Oh, she's, and it's kind of like the same thing with Kim Kardashian. Yep. Kim, is what advocated for the woman to get off death row, but her brand sets her up that nobody would take her seriously until it was done.
Yeah, I call this the Midas touch, how you leverage your brand credibility in one industry and area. I would say even Rihanna's in the same vein. You become known and famous, and you receive all the influence and accolades in one industry, and you're able to have that same Midas touch across industries. So that's why it's so important to build your personal brand, because you can leverage it for other future things, and you should evolve. So I'm loving that Kim is evolving. I was thinking about her today. I'm loving how Paris is leveraging her credibility and influence. That's why it's so important for us to amass influence, so that we can make change in the world for things that are important to us. Yeah. So I think that this is really powerful, and we've seen people over time evolve, and we should have the expectation that our brands are going to change. So I'm all the way here for this.
Yep. I like that one. And then the third one, it was mainly those two. And I was tying the transition to you was the Kentucky Derby of, I'm doing all kind of weird stuff with my screen here.
This rebrand, I like it. Giving yourself permission, and it's okay if you're known for one thing. And even if the thing is something that's totally left field of what you want to be known for, you get the power to decide what you want your brand to be and how you want people to know you.
Yep. And then for going back to I got so excited that I forgot how I was connecting it to you.
Kentucky Derby.
The Kentucky Derby.
Man, don't count yourself out.
Don't be afraid to bet on yourself.
You got to bet on yourself. I'm like, I need to get that clip. That's a story for the conference.
Yep.
There's so many lessons to learn from that.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as I saw it, God just downloaded the talk. I'm like, I got it.
That's a message, a story, a lesson, all of the above. Because so many times we think, and I think I even posted something today about a post from an influencer about their having this head start. And sometimes you can catch up, and you have the opportunity to do that in this kind of marketplace. Like, we can all get to where we need to get to.
Yeah,
I saw the people who started.
Yeah, I saw that post. I saw that post that you did today. Mm-hmm. It was with Gary V. Yeah, Gary V. And so I was like, okay, she called it. That's right. But and then the other thing that came to mind when I saw that was don't be afraid to bet on yourself. Mm-hmm. Along with, but they had everything. he didn't get ready. He had already had to be in training. He had already had to be in place. And so because I'm a little bit more familiar with your brand, I'm thinking like, we're out there, we're talking, but if there's nothing in place for you to come to me to continue the journey, like how I teach in media, you always have to have some place. I don't teach you to do media just so that you can get your ego stroked.
What's the next step? Ooh. Are we here? Are we frozen? We'll be back. Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, we're back. Awesome.
Yeah, we're back. If nobody, if you aren't prepared to serve people, then I have no interest in doing media for you. And so when I thought of that in relationship to you, one of the things you do is help women get prepared for that. That they have another way to serve people, that they can't necessarily be one-on-one all the time, but with the courses. So speak to that a bit.
So everyone's always looking for that Oprah moment when everyone gets to know you, but are you ready for that? And the key is for us, we help our clients get ready for those moments, having the systems in place so that when you have an influx of interest, because you've been featured on GMA, you've been featured on television, you've been featured on digital platforms, you have to be ready for the influx and overflow of people who now are looking at you. What's the next step? And that's what I love about Media Mavericks as well. We talk about the next steps. It's not just about getting logos and boosting your ego. It's really about how do we leverage this media credibility to grow our businesses and make it a big deal and make some noise, because that's why we're here. We're making noise so we can be strategic about getting in front of new customers and clients and people who can offer new opportunities, stages, and platforms, because that's what happens when you start amassing visibility. More opportunities are going to come to you. You just got to be ready for those. And if you're in the service-based industry where you're maybe a coach, you're a speaker, you can't be everything to everyone. So having systems, having tools, having digital products allows you to serve more people while still keeping your sanity and avoiding burnout.
So tell them then what they can expect. So the Big Deal Conference is going to be in June. 11th
June 9th, 10th, and 11th in Atlanta, Georgia. We are super excited. We are less than 30 days away. Yes, less than 30 days away. If you're in Atlanta area, you got some friends in Atlanta, you can get there because there's an inexpensive flight to Atlanta going from just about anywhere. We want you there. This is about how to build a brand, a business, a legacy, a life that makes a difference in the world. We are here to make a difference in the world. I know I'm a little bit choppy. I'm going to keep on going. We want to make a difference in the world, and we want to get paid for it. And one of the things that I want to push, I stay on the marketing side. I want us to make some noise online. We talked about Gary Vee. The guys are having fun. It's time for us to get in the game too and make noise and become those known experts and thought leaders. And not only just become known and visible, because it's not about the lights. It's not about just the shares or the comments. It's about the conversions. How do we turn our influence into profit? We're talking about, there was an article today that came out about Pinky Cole and how she's amassed $100 million in 4 years.
4 years.
Vegan vision. It was a vision from God. She said it was an idea. She had a dream. And 4 years later, $100 million. And looking at how she's helping in Atlanta area, paying off people's student loans and doing things. When we have more, and I'm talking about women, when women have more, when we're able to amass a fortune and have a wealth, we do good things in the world. And I can't sit down and be quiet about it anymore. We got to make some noise. We got to be bold. And the conference is an affirmation. We got to be a big deal. Because when we make noise about our businesses, good things happen. I remember hearing Pinky Cole on the Tom Joyner Morning Show, sharing her vision about where Slutty Vegan came from. And I'm thinking, even though I don't know where, maybe I was in North Carolina, I'm like, I got to get to Slutty Vegan. Then I'm trying to get to Slutty Vegan in Atlanta. The line is out the door. Why? Because she made noise for her business. She made noise for her business. And it's so funny. Her publicist, the person who's on her team, we went to college together. I was actually one of her mentors, somebody who's on Peaky's team. Yes. Don't, you know.
Wow. He is a graduate of an HBCU.
She's a graduate of HBCU. Her people on her team are graduates of HBCUs. And look what happens when we come together and we amass a wealth and a fortune. We give back.
Yeah.
Like we don't just keep the money hidden like Scrooge McDuck and we swimming in the coins. We give back. So I can't. And I know like TJ is so passionate about what she does. I'm excited about this because when we have more, we do good with it. So I'm adamant about us having more. I'm adamant about us having conversations, and I'm adamant about us making some noise and stop hiding our brilliance because the world absolutely needs us. There's so much more that we're supposed to be doing. And guess what? Wealth is attached to that. So the Girl, Your Brand's a Big Deal is really about how do we become better marketers? How do we become strategically visible in the marketplace and make noise for the things that we do? Because if you want to be an advocate for child abuse and you want to help children find safe homes, more people should know that you exist. If you are someone who's helping people with their marriages and relationships, when you're getting the media, more people should know that you exist. If you are creating products and you're inventing things that we've never seen before, you want to get capital and funding for your programs, your services, for the things that you are creating, people need to know you. More eyeballs. A lot of times we're working with women entrepreneurs. It's not that they have bad ideas. It's just that not enough people have seen it. So you get discouraged. And I can't allow you to get discouraged anymore. So we gotta make some noise. I need to find my bullhorn. I need one. I'm gonna get one on Amazon tonight. I'm amped.
So what can folks expect at the Big Deal conference?
We're making a big deal and we're making some noise. We're taking up space. That's what one thing we can expect. Second thing is actual strategy. I have gotten a lot of my marketing friends to come and talk about the things that they're doing in their businesses to create money from anywhere around the world. Digital internet money. Okay. So this is a marketing conference. How do we become better marketers for your programs, products, and services? So if you want to create a 6-figure business, a multiple 6-figure business, or even a 7-figure business, you need to know from people who've done it I'm talking about from scratch. Nobody on this conference got a rich uncle, $1 million daddy. People built this from ground zero. Okay. So I want you to be able to see people who are doing it from different backgrounds and different experiences who can show you and who are willing to pour into you and share. We're not here for the fluff. We're here for you to learn how to grow and be more powerful because I see so many great things in you. So I'm so excited. I'm pumped. TJ has got me on all the way turned up. So now I guess we got to share more about the conference. So I'm excited.
I love it. I love it. So registration, it's in Atlanta. Give the actual dates, Sade.
So we have a VIP day on June 9th. The conference is June 10th and 11th in Atlanta, Georgia, in Buckhead. It's at the Hilton Garden in Buckhead. It's a beautiful location. We're just excited to have you. We have a phenomenal group of speakers that are going to be sharing about marketing your business, about emails and all these funnels, all these things that you hear about. And you're like, how do I put this together? And we're going to develop a strategic plan. We're also going to talk about during our VIP day content, because guess what? You need content in the marketplace so people know, like, and love you. Okay. Not just trust you, but love you, because we are building a movement of raving fans. And if we want raving fans, they got to love us. So Beyonce doesn't have to be the only one with a beehive. You can have one too. And TJ has her tribe. We want you to build yours too. So get to the conference so that we can be strategic and support you and pour into you.
I love you, Sade. Oh my God. Sometimes Sade is I thought walk around with a whole bunch of Sade. I'm like, Sade, I need you to slow down.
When Sade tonight
on our Q&A for Media Mavericks, I'm like, Sade, I need you to take a breath because I can't understand anything you're saying. And I need to just unpack this so I can help you. So I love it. And so I know quite a few of the people that are going to be speaking at the event.
Yes.
And I can vouch that she's bringing powerhouses to the stage for all of you. Anything else you want to say, Sade, before we say night-night?
I want to say get visible, make noise for your brand, take up space. The world needs you, and get to the conference. And not only get to the conference, do us a favor. If you know there's someone who needs to be there, tag them in this post and invite them as your personal guest and let us know that you brought them. And we would love to see you. I think we have $50 off. I think it's big deal. So you can get $50 off of your
wait, you broke up soon as you said that. What is it?
Go down, Sade. Big deal. So if you type in, use the coupon code big deal. One word, big deal, so that you can get $50 off your coupon, your ticket. Big deal.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today's NEWSJACK City.
Thank you.
So we're going to count it down. Don't forget, if you haven't already and you want to really learn newsjacking, go to newsjackthat.com and you can download the free guide that will walk you through the A to Z of newsjacking. But other than that, let's count it down in 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm so glad I came to play today with you, Sade. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'll see y'all next week, but we'll have another guest. I haven't selected yet, but we will have another guest to go over headline hooks to get you booked. Bye.